Hi all. This reading is for May the 24th through May the 26th, 2019. The Chariot is on the bottom of the Deviant Moon Tarot to get us started. I have not done a lunar pool for us, a lunar pool reading for us, since the 21st, right around when the moon first went into Capricorn. So that reading actually may apply to the next couple of days as well. I didn't realize how I was going to move forward with these at the time, but yeah, this reading will be for the time that our moon is in Aquarius, which I think it actually may have moved there yesterday, possibly. Depending where you all are in the world, of course, what time exactly, but I don't know the time exactly today on this one. I do know that it will be in Aquarius, stay in Aquarius today, tomorrow, and into the morning, for me anyway, of the 26th, when it will move into Pisces. Of course, the Chariot again comes out, okay? A lot of us are pushing forward today and meeting success. I will flip these around for you so that you all can see what I'm looking at as well. I would just like to lay them toward me to get started. And these lunar pools, of course, are for everyone, for the collective, for any and all signs. And we do all, of course, have all of those energies in our chart somewhere, which I like to keep in mind to remind myself. For one thing, it helps me from getting too caught up on trying to name signs, but there is obviously heavy Cancer energy on the table with the Chariot card here. That's, for me anyways, the Chariot can be heavy Cancer energy, but we also have air energy, earth energy, earth energy, and fire energy as well. 2 pages in the root of the situation in the recent past. So, you know, someone is moving forward with this youthful energy, this confident, youthful energy, perhaps mowing down any obstacles that would stand in their way on their journey toward a goal, and they are meeting success, perhaps success that takes a little longer than we would like. Our 3rd page, so I feel like I see 11, 11, 11 on the table, really. And the 10 of fire, the 10 of rods here, and the outcome of the situation. And the reason that someone is moving forward with that confident, youthful energy, determined to reach their goal, willing to sacrifice, willing to put in whatever amount of effort is necessary, looks like, because there was a lot of passion and energy. There has been, in the recent past, a lot of passion and energy behind a project of a spiritual nature, of a creative nature, just work that someone is very passionate about in general. Just a lot of enthusiasm behind, and a lot of enthusiasm and courage and innovation fueling, supporting a project that someone feels very passionately about. Page of Swords and the root of the situation is saying to me that, yeah, you learned a truth, and we have that on the bottom of the deck as well. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Air. You learned a truth. You saw a new perspective of yourself, the world, love, life, some element in it, or a creative project that was already in the works, that you were reviewing, that you had been working on, and you know, needed to make changes to, felt like you did, something like that, or just a new perspective, you know, a new, like I said, vantage point in life, a new perspective that it woke you up. Someone shared a truth with you, and it woke you up. Someone shared their perspective with you, a truth with you, or you just perhaps even stumbled on one yourself. But this is often like some harsh communication, maybe from someone who was inspecting you very closely. See how this Page of Wands is inspecting very closely. Someone may have been inspecting you very closely, specifically maybe in younger air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, possibly, or could be during this time, since I'm moving forward with these readings this way now. This could be, you know, this is actually the recent past and the root of the situation. But this push forward, this movement forward, this really could be something that develops today, tomorrow, or even on the morning of the 26th, I suppose. But, you know, time being fluid, this is just the message that's coming through for the, you know, the moon in Aquarius period. But it'll shake out slightly differently, as always, for everyone. But see, you know, may have been a partner, even a therapist, a child, a parent, a friend, a roommate, someone who shared a truth with you in a manner that could have even hurt your feelings, felt disrespectful. And of course, the message could always be vice versa. It could be that, you know, you doing that with someone else, but that sharing that truth or shifting that perspective, that truth being seen, may be shown and shared through close inspection, right? And the root of the situation led to a type of awakening for some, and it's an enlightening truth. It's one that not only, you know, helps the recipient and the new understander of this perspective, this truth, develop themselves and their own understanding, but it's one that then that person wants to share. It's like, you know, we have all these pages. It's like someone delivers this truth to you, and then you want to deliver this truth to others. Or it informs, like I said, maybe a creative work or some type of passionate work that you probably already had a lot of enthusiasm for, but it is like an awakening. So it would be a brand new feeling brought to that project regardless. And it really does feel like it's sort of a negative to a positive situation. Like I said, for some of you, it was really hard to swallow this truth. It may have been hard for someone to share with you, something like that. But things can be sad but true. Things can be harsh but true, brutal. Truths and honesty can really, you know, awaken us and give us those new perspectives that we feel like are worth communicating. And this is all about that, with this on the bottom of the deck. New perspectives, honesty coming to light, truths being shared, a brand new truth, a brand new way of seeing things, an opportunity to communicate as well. Sorry, and I think it's both. Below that we have the Knight of Wands, mystic energy speeding toward enlightenment. This is, like I said, a truth that really catalyzed some type of an awakening and or is fueling a passion project, a creative work of art for a lot of people. And I think it really requires you to be innovative, like I said, courageous and resourceful. You're doing something, communicating something in a different way than others have before you, doing something in a different way. And so it may take more than one attempt because of that. You may not be received well by everyone. One of your advice cards may be saying that you don't need to share your whole truth with everyone all the time. If you are, if you are receiving a lot of extra unnecessary criticism when it's a project that requires you to do things in a unique, untraditional, again, innovative, progressive type of manner. I apologize if this music has been too loud. May have been up one too many. It's almost like for a lot of you, this is related to some type of dream coming true almost, because in the near future, and again, what we see in the present moment, the forward movement and the success that requires perhaps some a lengthier time commitment than we would all love, that could be any time over the course of this, relatively could be any time over the course of the moon in Aquarius. But in the near future position, you've got our third page, the page of water, the page of chalices, cups in this deck, the Deviant Moon Tarot. This can be you needing to listen to your dreams in regards to this passion project, this forward movement, this success, and really this success, this harvest, which means there's still work left to do, and enjoy it, because that's, that is what your success looks like. There's always a message with that 7 as well, that you can grow complacent. We may come to talk more about that. But this page can also be your dreams being realized and coming into reality. And I think I'm ready to flip these around to face you. But with 3 pages, and my feeling like that puts 11, 11, 11 on the board, I think that's more of what it is for sure, is this dreamy page, is your dreams coming to fruition. Harvest time still leaves work to do, right? You're at the end of a stretch of work. Like I said, it feels like you've probably worked on a passion project for a while. Like you've wanted to deliver a message but didn't know quite how to, and someone has shared a truth or a perspective with you, or life and some sort of situation has given you a new perspective or truth. Either way, that's brought new life and new enthusiasm to that project and to that message you've been trying to find a way to deliver. And because it awakened you, like we said. So you're motivated like never before. You feel like a kid again in every sense, working on this, and like there's no way you're letting anyone or anything stop you, which is why success is sure. It's certain, but like I said, once more, harvest time obviously still means there's a little bit of work to do. I don't think anybody's going to grow complacent, because I think you can feel your dreams manifesting. You know that they are, because you're doing it, whoever this message is for. But in the outcome of the situation, we do see that to finish this spiritual creative project, this passion project, there's some burden here, and perhaps suggesting the need to delegate out what can be to others when necessary. And then we have advice cards that I want to dig into a little bit, maybe draw a couple clarifiers very quickly. Let me face these cards towards you. Okay, hopefully that gives you a decent view of these. I'm seeing here that something has made you feel like a victim. You may be coming out of that currently, but your advice is that the work continues, whether that's in the past or present. The work continues and is related to some individuals from your past who may not have been the best influence on you. Some immoral energies, or at least energies that had you compromising your own morals, I think. People, places, events that created bad memories for you and a victim mentality have had and still could have an influence over this situation. As passionately as you feel about this project, as determined as you are to reach this goal, as sure as your success seems to be, as beautiful as the dreams are that you have currently meeting you and coming true, as profound as this truth is that has catalyzed the whole project, and as profound as the awakening is that continues to fuel the entire message and project that we're talking about in it here, these people are showing up in your advice card. So, you know, we want to remember that you can still allow those things to have a pull over you, those people, those influences. I think that's why we're seeing, part of why we're seeing a burden in the outcome. I think we're seeing you just really needing to walk away from anyone who would perpetuate that victim mentality that you've either recently shed or are currently shedding. Okay, we have the Two of Cups and the Fool card. On the bottom of the deck. Okay. As clarifiers for this Ten of Wands here. I think you can see all those. And I also think that's why we're seeing the King of Swords reversed, that some of these energies may still be around you, not being honest with you, lying to you, or trying at least to mentally manipulate you, even if they're not succeeding, right? And be aware of that. You know, if you have bad memories and bad experiences of that nature with them in the past, and you've allowed that to make you feel like a victim, even if that was in the past, be aware of that, how that can drag down even the most confident, enthusiastic, profound, successful, victorious energy that we have on the table otherwise, how that can really affect you, and you can sort of habitually, unconsciously slip into the mindsets, habits, and patterns of a victim if that's how those people and those situations and that type of treatment has always made you feel before. You know, if you allow it to be around you, you can just sort of slide right back into the same habits, patterns, energy, and then be weighted down by them, even though you're thinking consciously, I've got that beat, I don't, hear your nonsense and your noise anymore, I don't believe your lies anymore. If you let them still be around you, it can really drag your energy down. You have to just be very, very aware and mindful of the possible unconscious influences they could have on you if you have no choice but to be around them in your environment, in your present moment, right? And I think, and if they were just going to be critical of this project and this process and the spiritual or creative, just frankly unique nature of it, then don't share. You don't have to share it with them. Then then the message isn't for them if they're not going to be receptive to it, right? And the burden that we see in the outcome here, for some specifically, it may be that as you're completing this journey, reaching this success, bringing these dreams to life and, you know, realizing them finally, sharing this truth, this message, going through all of this profound awakening and creation, and even as you feel confident about your work life, your it looks like career for most, but career, creative, this passion project, even as you're very proud and confident about your life because of those areas, and all that's, you know, coming to life for you. It may, for some specifically, come to be a burden to learn that someone from your past who you have bad memories with, who made you feel like a victim, is moving on with someone new. It's having a new beginning, it's coupling with someone new. You have no choice but to also embrace and leap into your brand new beginning, to be brave and move forward alone, because you may find that they've chosen another path, they've chosen another bond, another coupling, to be a part of another coupling. For some specifically, that's for some, that is specifically who, like I said, the bad memories are with. That's specifically who you're obsessing over, possibly looking into your past here, and specifically who is making you feel, or has made you feel in the past like a victim of sorts. Sorry about all the shaking. You got the Ten of Wands again on the bottom of the clarifier deck now. That's the Radiant Rider-Waite. I told you this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. Information about both of those decks and all the decks that I use on Lunartics Tarot readings can be found in the description box below. I want to talk just a little bit more, but we're definitely passing up the time I meant to spend on this message. Let's see. We've got the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Earth, as a clarifier on the King of Swords here. So the message I'm seeing is the people that you may not want to be totally, that you may want to remember you don't have to share your whole truth with, in regards to what's going on in your personal matters, addressing this victim mentality, trying to get over possibly a split, and learning that your partner is moving on with someone else. And try not to let that drag you down while you focus on what's really important, where you're really victorious and successful, and your dreams are coming true, and your passions are on fire, and you're, I think a lot of you sharing messages of truth with the world, and you just can't let even the heaviest, most heartbreaking and tragic personal affairs drag you down. That may be noticeable to some, that you're carrying this extra weight, but you've got it. If you can embody this Queen of Wands energy, that's capitalizing your advice. This is, these are things you're advised to be aware of. People and patterns and energies you're advised to be aware of. This is what you're advised to step into. If you can walk as this Queen of Wands energy, male or female, either one, you can certainly carry this bundle on your own. You got it. But you don't have to share your whole truth with co-workers, friends, even people, even close confidants who are members of your collaboration, if that's what's taking place, to push these messages of truth out, to meet this success, to bring these dreams to life and into fruition. Then even those people that are working with you on this, you don't have to share your whole truth with them if you don't want to talk about that stuff. And you don't have to share your whole truth with them in terms of what you're planning to do with the work. They may not understand. They may be looking at you, criticizing, judging, questioning, meaning to be harsh or not, anywhere on that spectrum. Still, they don't need to, if they're not the artist in the situation, maybe they don't need to know the details of the plan. Even if it's the people who enlightened you, woke you up, shared this truth with you to begin with. And even if those people are some of these people from your past who put you in this victim mentality state, state of mind, emotional state of being. But that also doesn't mean that you have to allow them to continue to be around, to observe your work, to criticize it, to talk about it, to have their hands in it, even just to be around in some of your cases. Just because they maybe woke you up and enlightened you and shared truth with you to begin with, and it catalyzed this whole thing, doesn't mean that you owe them the rest of it, that you owe them the right to compromise the whole thing if they see fit. No. You gleaned what you gleaned from your experiences and the people around you because of a culmination of experiences and nurture and nature combined in who you are, and because your eyes were open to see what was in front of you. You don't owe them the right to compromise the rest of the project by having their toxicity all over it and all around it and having a chokehold on it in whatever way that you don't need to explain to anybody. If you see it, you see it, right? Just because they may have been the catalyst or the inspiration for the project, the perspective shift, you know, the inspiration to share this truth to begin with, right? That message is just for some. And this energy that the reading, that the advice is wanting you to step into, this Queen of Wands energy, she's very influential. She has a command over people, and it's not a brutish one. It's not a manipulative one. She just is very close to nature, can call on the elements, and is very bold and beautiful and magnetic and attractive and social, and so she magnetizes a lot of energy and attention toward her, and naturally influences nature around her, including people around her, right? That's more the energy you want to be in. Whereas people have and may still try to manipulate your perspective as you're trying to create something that you are the artist on, in a sense. You love to do the work, and they're like on the outside looking in at it. And whereas you've been, you know, influenced to feel like a victim and rocked to the point of probably looking back too much on what happened, still trying to process it, right? You need to step into the role of being the one who influences others around you, not the way that they've influenced you, not through that mental manipulation, not through anything other than just being authentically who you are, refusing to be anything else, and allowing it to magnetize whomever it does and scare off whoever it does. Refusing to compromise on your vision, refusing to compromise on your truth. You're already in an energy, or will be during this Moon in Aquarius period, of refusing to compromise on getting where you're going. I can feel that some of you are even in an energy of, I don't even know how I'm going to complete every step along the way, but I know I'm going to figure it out. And that may be part of this burden as well. And a message on the opposite of the spectrum, which admittedly did not come through strongest or earliest, but in regards to this coupling and new beginning, this may be a coupling and a new beginning in the sense of a brand new coupling in your life rather than in an ex's, for sure. And that could be part of the burden, that you like this person and you want that to move forward, but you're juggling an awful lot. You do have your hands full. I saw this Two of Pentacles down here below earlier. But you want to have it all, right? You care about this person. You care about having a relationship like the one it looks like the two of you could have. And you can't say no to anything. You can't say no to the passion project, which feels very much like a calling, a purpose. Like I said, a truth, a message that you want to share, an artwork, a passion that needs to be shared. A unique perspective you feel you can offer. And you know it. You know, I don't even need to tell you you're correct. You know that. That's why you're pushing forward the way you are currently. But you can't say no to any of it. I want one clarifier on the Queen of Wands as well. So I got two. that juggling again, she's more than capable of carrying that burden and juggling those two things. As I was saying, you know, she's more than capable of carrying that burden. Now we have 2 2s on the table as well. And the other card of victory, right? Showing the 8 of Swords in reverse again, coming out of that victim mentality. Needing time alone. Like I kept saying, some of you just need to be away from these energies, these people entirely. You need some time away from them. Some time where you can at least tune them out. Pretend they're not there, if nothing else, right? You really... or again, just to be very aware of how they could be unconsciously, or just their presence, if they've victimized you in the past, etc. How, you know, how it can be influencing you. Because, you know, I guarantee you, if there's any doubt, any hesitation that this is what you should be doing or want to be doing, if part of you feels like this feels purposeful, this feels like my purpose, this feels like a calling, this feels like meant to be, like I should be doing this feels like I can see true success, and this confidence looks good on me, and I'm going to be victorious if I can just refuse to listen to people who I know have tried to drag me down in the past, then I can have it all. I can have this new coupling, perhaps for some. I can juggle whatever amazing new beginning is coming in at the same time as trying to get a project moving that I feel really deeply about. I can see multiple dreams come true and live authentically if I can just tune out these people who I know have dragged me down in the past. If you're feeling like that on one side, and then sometimes there's just a voice that's like, oh, maybe I can't do it, maybe this isn't really a calling or a purpose, maybe I'm just talking myself into it, I guarantee you it is these outside influences and not you. Even if they don't mean to, even if it's just unconscious, because like I said, they victimized you in the past, and so just them being around you can somehow put you in like a similar state of being as you were when they, you know, had done things to you before. Or maybe that is your clue that they're doing things again, and you just haven't, you know, had the energy to pay attention to it. For some, it's not that, you know, that part of it's not for everybody, but for some, I guarantee you that's not you, though. That's outside influences that need to just be not listened to, that just need to be ignored as much as possible. And so, you know, to just be mindful and aware of it. And for a lot of you, that's, you know, recognizing the influences that those energies have had on you is probably a big part of this awakening and perspective shift that has, you know, been a profound truth realized in your life that you want to share in some way. Not for all, but for some. So, with that, I will leave it in your very capable hands. It was a much longer message than I intended, but I kind of love when that happens. If it didn't resonate today, then I hope a lunar pool on a different day does. I think I said at the beginning the messages are for the collective, for, you know, someone of any and all signs, but I know it can't resonate with everyone every day. If you do need a private reading with me, or would like a private reading with me, just scroll down to the description box below. Check out all of your options there. There are links, and there's all the information that you should probably need. But if you would like to, and most people, or yeah, probably most people do, roughly at least half clients like to email me first at LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. I love to work with you that way as well. We can talk first, chat about exactly what you're looking for in your reading, etc. You can give me astrological information, ask specific questions, and then of course, if you want to be more specific with me, then we can usually get a lot more specific answers for you. So, but it works either way for me, and I want to thank you all for all of your support to Lunartics Tarot. It means the world to me. Please continue to comment and share and subscribe and like and message me and email me, order, donate. I appreciate it all so much, and I hope you all make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. Don't feel boxed in or determined by anything that we've talked about here. It's just a snapshot of the path that we're on now, if it resonated with you. I love you all, and I will post another lunar pool for us very soon.